Hey everybody, it's Doug Green and I'm the publisher of Technology Reseller News, and this is a special podcast for Technology Reseller News and the Cloud Communications Alliance, the CCA, and I'm very pleased to have with me today Bertrand Pourcelot, who's the CEO of Enreach for service providers. Bertrand, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for welcoming me.
So we're here to talk about the upcoming CCA European Summit 2025. It'll be June 16 through 17, and it will be in Belgium. It will actually be just outside of Brussels, right near the airport. Everybody's welcome. It's an amazing event. We're going to be talking about that in just a second. But Bertrand, first of all, what is Enreach for service providers?
So Enreach for service providers is a product and business unit in charge of the service provider business in the European group Enreach. So we are developing platform for service providers. We call them smart contact platforms, which enables them to deliver value-added services, fixed and mobile services, to enterprises globally. So we have customers in more than 20 countries, and that's about 120 service providers, mainly in Europe, but also in Australia, Brazil, Africa, for example.
And your organization is part of the Cloud Communications Alliance. You've actually been a member for a while, I think.
Yes, Enreach as a group is a member of the CCA Alliance for some time. And I was appointed a bit less than a year ago as a board member, especially to help the activities in Europe. We believe it's very important for CCA to have a global footprint and to favor exchanges between the different continents, the different cultures, to develop business communications globally.
So you literally have, in a sense, in the CCA, the portfolio of expanding CCA's footprint in the EU, in Europe, and also to send the signal that the CCA is truly an organization that's global and is very serious about European market connectivity between the EU and the US and so on.
Yes, indeed, and that's really bidirectional for CCA to attract European members to be really global, but also to attract those members, you have to not only talk about the US trends or international trends, but also talk the realities, the field topics in Europe. And as we know, Europe remains, I would say, a set of countries, even if there's more and more interrelationship and connection between the countries. So it's important to have some kind of a foot in each country and have members across the different countries.
And so you have been busy and actually before we dive into the event itself, I think you've made a very interesting point that as much as the European Union functions as an entity or a union of countries, there's still a little bit more harmonization to be done in the area of regulation, communications, and so on.
Yes, I think these are key topics in Europe, and when you want to penetrate the European market or broaden your footprint in Europe, is the regulatory constraints. Also understanding besides the regulation, because regulation is important for sure, and compliance, but also in terms of value-added services you want to deliver and through which channels. The landscape are different in each of the country. Sometimes you have a very segmented or fragmented channels. Sometimes you have leading distributors or a few key large carriers. So, and every player needs to adapt to these specificities. So yes, regulation, compliance, but also a lot of other parameters which can vary from one country to the other.
So in times past, probably our summit, the upcoming summit, would be focusing on some of these things, but we do live in more exciting times, I suppose. So we are also going to be at this summit covering events that are very relevant and very happening in terms of trade and so on.
Yes, I believe this event is coming at a point in time that is really crucial and I would say at a key moment based on the geopolitical environment. I think it's very important to have both sides of the Atlantic communicating even more than usual, not only exchanging on best practice, etc., but understanding the culture, understanding the different, I would say, drivers and the different influences. So yes, we'll have at this event, of course, a lot of specialists of telecommunication, of UCAS, and business communication in general, but also about the what are the economy trends and how the latest geopolitical situation is influencing the market and the different players and the behaviors in the market and expectation.
So you guys have assembled basically a multi-day event, and it's loaded with a lot of really interesting things.
Yes, we on the one hand, the event is pretty compact. That has been the choice. So there's a first dinner and then a day with a mix of, I would say, geopolitical and economy topics, both with general vision, and then more, I would say, related to with analysts introducing the changes in Europe, the impact of AI also, which everyone talks about AI, but how it's influencing the different players in the ecosystem is very key. And we also have the privilege to have a really well-known speakers like Herman van Rompuy, from the former Belgian Prime Minister and first President of the European Council. So really an eminent person that's going to share a lot of experience and a lot of insight. So really a great, I would say, set of participants, besides and beyond our industry.
Yeah, and I see that also you have a member, the economics editor of the Times of London.
Yes, also who could best introduce, I would say, some of the economy trends with a dual view, European focus on the one hand, but also international view. So that's really a great contribution, and we look forward to it.
Now, you're going to be hosting a panel at this event.
Yes, I will be hosting a panel on the power of an open best-of-breed ecosystem approach. You may wonder what this means. So the idea is really about how delivering best value services to end users through an ecosystem of players. So a number of vendors and service providers partnering to deliver value. So, for example, a specialist of a recording solution, a specialist of analytics, a specialist of workflow automation, combining their services to deliver best value for the end users. We believe in an open ecosystem to drive innovation, which means interoperability, which means sharing a good value share between the partners, and a great orchestration to deliver a nice end user experience. So really many topics, some being from the end user feature and capabilities, some on the, I would say, business model, some of the orchestration, how to launch the life cycle of this solution, and their long-term, I would say, how future-proof they are, how they can evolve, and what their life cycle are key ingredients.
Now, I notice also you have assembled an all-star cast for this panel. There's a lot of people involved.
Yeah, we'll have a mix of different, I would say, types of companies. Some platform players like Crescendo, like Enreach for service providers, but also components who had value on top of the platforms. And that's where the ecosystem plays a key role, where APIs also can play a key role to make integrations, automation between these different components. On cloud CRM integration, vertical integration with players like Cloud CTI and Akixi, also delivering value on the analytics side, for example. And Metric, who brings a nice value on how, I would say, combining smart analytics and AI with your meetings to really create value from that. I think it's a key element with AI. Everyone talks about it. Some wants to just create efficiency and so on. Some want to use it to deliver, I would say, outstanding end user services and experience. I think it will be a mix of that. And I look forward to this panel that we are have started to prepare actively.
So Bertrand, I want to thank you very much indeed for joining me today. This has been really interesting. I want to congratulate you and your team on assembling really amazing content and top-notch people and authorities on these different topics. I'm really looking forward to hearing more about the event and the event itself. Where can we learn more about the upcoming summit?
Yeah, well, there's a link on the CCA website. Yeah, you can see it here. Great, where you can see the detailed agenda and all the participants that we've managed to have joining. And that has been a great teamwork from the CCA board and key members hosting the summit and participating.
And where can we learn more about the Enreach service provider program?
Yeah, on the service provider webpage of the Enreach.com site, you can really learn about our platforms and solutions and how we deliver value to service providers targeting, I would say, SME smart digital workspace.
Well, Bertrand, again, thank you very much indeed. Congratulations on putting together a great event. I'm looking forward to it. But for now, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, Doug. Thank you for welcoming me. Bye-bye.